Hey, what's going on, Black people? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor, and I want to welcome you to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. We are Black owned, and we cover financial topics from a variety of perspectives. I want to talk to you guys for a second about a film I just watched. It's free on YouTube. It is called Inequality for All. In this film, Inequality for All, they actually cover America's inequality problem and how deep it goes. And a lot of people don't know these things, and they think that it's just a matter of racial inequality. But let me just tell you this, and this is just a warning about America. America's really messed up. Economically, this country is on a death spiral. It's going to continue to get uglier. And I'm going to just kind of break down what I saw in the documentary and also give you my take as a Black man on how Black people can kind of prepare for that. So hide your wife, hide your kids, because the inequality ain't going away, and it's going to get worse. And economic devastation long term is probably coming. So we're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And this is also brought to you by the Black Business School. We believe that Black people should own everything, including universities. And so we have a Black-owned university. You can actually get started for free and talk to people over the Black Business School right now to help you economically. Why is this important? Well, I just watched a documentary. I'm I'm marrying a professor. She's a professor of social work. I'm a professor of finance. And so even though my doctorate's in a field that's completely different from hers, we have a lot of interesting conversations about economics and economic inequality and all that other stuff. And so we watched this documentary tonight called Inequality for All. Inequality for All is a doc that was done by former Labor Secretary Robert Reich. And in this documentary, Robert Reich breaks down how inequality in America got so bad. American inequality is through the roof. I mean, it is uglier than you can even imagine. I know a lot of you know about racial inequality because we've talked about that 1,000 times, but inequality in general in America is a mess. When they measure things like the amount of money CEOs make compared to workers, that multiple has skyrocketed. I mean, skyrocketed. Give me a yes or no if you're aware of this. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you do this. When they look at how much the 1% make compared to the median American, that number has skyrocketed. Like it's got out of control, and so he kind of breaks down a lot of the factors. There was a period that Reich, I like Secretary Reich. He's a smart guy, nice and balanced, makes a lot of sense. And he kind of broke down, the period maybe from 1940 to 1975 or so when they had kind of he called it the Great Prosperity. And that was a period where workers were doing okay and they were actually making solid wages that were growing with the productivity of the country. And then he said basically around late 1970s, suddenly there became a huge gap between the wages and incomes of higher income people and average workers. And a lot of this gap was driven by a few different factors, one of which was the breakdown of labor unions. When labor unions started falling apart and globalization stepped in, you started seeing workers making far, far less money. Also, it was connected to a lot of other things in terms of what was going on politically. Ronald Reagan reduced taxes tremendously on the rich. Capital gains taxes are unbelievably low. They allow rich people to kind of write off, pretty much everything. And now you just got kind of a mess that basically they said that, we're now in the state of this country where, people that just go to work every day have to work super hard, in two-parent households and work extra hours just to make ends meet, just to get by. And that was before the pandemic. That was before the pandemic started. So here's what I want to kind of share with you. First of all, the documentary is really good. I highly recommend it. It's called Inequality for All. If you're interested in this kind of thing, you're going to enjoy it. It'll really kind of help make a lot of sense of a lot of things. Now, the other part is I'm coming reporting to you as a Black man. Hide your wife, hide your kids, because it's only going to get worse. Basically, if I were to give you a warning about the economic future of this country, I need you to understand this. The reason that that they're not really talking about reparations. You got your rich politicians, your Kamala Harris's, the Joe Bidens, Barack Obama's, the Donald Trumps. They're not going to pay reparations most likely because they're having an inequality issue among white people. It's not even just black people. I mean, even among white people, inequality is insane. So they're not even they're slaughtering their own. They're slaughtering their own. So they're not going to come save you. I think that we should push for reparations. I think we should demand certain things. You guys know where I stand politically, but what I really want you to understand is that the state of your democracy is pretty much dead, And so, what I would say to you, sorry guys, sorry about that. I'm in the house, and all of a sudden, music started blasting in the other room. So the state of your democracy is in serious trouble as a result of some of these political changes that have occurred in the United States. The politicians have basically been purchased; they've been bought. So they pretty much work for the corporations. I explained that to you guys before, and a lot of this is because certain rulings, like Citizens United, that allows corporations to pretty much pretend to be people. That corporations can go in and just sort of get the same rights as people. It affects things like the stimulus check. Like you see the stimulus package, they're sending people a check for $600, but they're sending millions and billions of dollars to corporations and to wealthy people. This government is all screwed up. It's all crazy, and the inequality is unbelievable. So here's my conclusion, right? The way they broke down, and by the way, Peter Gordon, I love you too, man. Thank you for the kind words. Basically what they were explaining, or when I listened to this, and I listened to this as a black person, my opinion, they talk about it with white privilege, right? Reich was talking to a class full of Berkeley students and basically telling them to go out and change the world and lobby your politicians and this is your country and all that. I have a different point of view. My position is hide your wife, hide your kids. We got to shift the culture. Like basically, this is a country that is biased toward rich people and investors. It's biased toward people who own stock. It's biased toward people who own real estate. It's biased toward people who own businesses. I really encourage you not to train your children to go become like factory workers or to think that it's okay to just get a regular job and all that. It's not about values and saying that they're bad people. It's about saying, either you want to play powernomics or you want to play strugglenomics. Strugglenomics in America is when you have those regular jobs and that's all you know how to do. And I'm not dissing that. I mean, that was what I was raised on. I'm not in any way dissing that. I'm just saying that that's not it. That just ain't it. There's a time in America where they respected workers. That time is gone. There's a time in America where you join the labor union and you do really well and make good money. That time is gone. We live in the age where the entrepreneurs get the money, the investors are making the money, the landlords are making the money. So what I would like for you to do is just when you walk away, kind of you talk to your family and get together with family, like come together with people in your economic family that you can trust, and learn the rules of this game so you can position yourself where you're going to be better off. I mean, and one of the interesting things is that, I've had people, when I talk about economics a lot, because people that don't know me and understand me will say things like, "Oh, you're telling people to become black capitalists." I've never told you to become capitalist. I don't. I think capitalism can have some good benefits, but the problem is that unregulated capitalism, which is what you have in America because of all the deregulation that they went through, unregulated capitalism is very destructive and is very harmful. So I don't think the black community will benefit from unregulated capitalism. Unregulated capitalism in the black community would be where, like, similar to what people do with the celebrities, how people think that celebrities can just make all their money, and use the hood to make money and use the credibility from the hood to make money and owe the hood nothing. No, no. Regulated economic systems means that if you take from the hood, you got to give something back. And this is something you should have in your own family. You can't have a person who's making money off the family and giving nothing back to the family, or taking from the family and giving nothing back. That doesn't create a strong family. So what I would just encourage you to do is know the game. Make sure your kids are investors. Make sure your kids have ownership and stock and things like that early, because wealthy people are moving away from the average worker. And a lot of it's because they're invested in these companies, and the companies are globalized, and they're getting their labor. They're not getting their labor in the United States. They're not looking for factory workers in the US. They're not looking for, minimum wage people here, unless it's like flipping burgers or something where they have to hire you. When you buy an iPhone, you guys, and they cover this in the documentary, which is called Inequality for All. He basically shows that when you buy an iPhone, only 6% of that money from that iPhone is going to the United States. Did y'all know that? Give me a yes or no if you know that. I mean, a lot of y'all probably got iPhones, but literally only 6%. In fact, I know y'all got iPhones because I was on the Clubhouse the other day or today, and you can only get on Clubhouse with an iPhone. So I know y'all got iPhones. Well, only 6% of the money from an iPhone actually goes to America and American workers. So basically, what I just kind of want you to understand is that this whole game is being driven by globalist corporations that are able to that are pushed to maximize profits, that have major tax write-offs, that are getting their labor from places where the labor is cheap, so they can keep the profitability high, and then do what? Push up the stock price. So when the stock price goes up, if you are a stock owner, then you win. If you're not a stock owner, then you lose. So please consider this when I tell you this. And I'm gonna go. I told Alicia, I said I gotta just get in and just tell the family like what I just saw and how you can protect your family. Um, own shares of stock. Get your kids invested consistently. You got to get on that train. I just right now in America, that's the only place where the opportunity really exists, and that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, I'm trying to get on the panel, Dr. Watkins. Well, if you want to get on the panel, email what's her name? Producer at flynubianmedia.com. Her name is Taryn, and see if she can get you on a panel. It's producer at flynubianmedia.com. Send your bio or send a link or something where she can see what you can do on camera. She can't pick everybody, but she'll take a look. All right, so a couple things before I go. One, we're doing a seminar in the Black Business School on the 28th. If you want to learn, a lot of you have asked me to put together stuff on how to make money with your brain, like with what you know. Like, so for example, teaching online classes or becoming a consultant or giving speeches. I've given hundreds of speeches. Al Duncan will be there. He's given hundreds of speeches, and that literally made millions of dollars speaking. He's we've also, done some stuff as far as teaching and consulting online. So if you want to join the event, just go to drboyseminars.com. There's the URL on the screen. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you can also text the word Boyce to 31996 if you want to get text notifications from me a couple times a week. Text Boyce to 31996. It's right there on the screen. And so before I get out, happy holidays to everybody. And I just wanted to share this message with you real quick, and I hope that it helps you, and I hope it helps you to find success and happiness in your life. So talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.